Hello and welcome to a live masterclass right here on our YouTube channel, Amazon Sellers Society. In this masterclass, we're going to be talking about the true cost, the real cost of selling on Amazon and how to accurately and correctly calculate your expenses. Are you ready? Let's get to work. So this masterclass, this live masterclass, is particularly important if you are currently selling on Amazon. If you still haven't started, or if you're in the phase of thinking what product you should sell on Amazon, you should see this masterclass, but maybe it's not going to resonate with you as much as if you are currently selling on Amazon. For me, and I think for most Amazon sellers, the beginning is always very easy. It is actually quite easy to get started on Amazon. To decide what product to sell takes a little bit of time, but to actually start the Amazon business isn't that hard. However, basically, like in anything in life, doing the correct steps to get to a point where you are successful, basically managing your Amazon business. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Managing and growing your Amazon business is honestly harder than getting started. I'm sure if you are currently selling on Amazon, you completely understand what I'm talking about. You think when you get started that the hardest thing is going to be actually getting started, but then you realize that the hardest thing is managing your business. And that's where people fail or succeed if they learn properly how to accurately manage their business. So I want to ask you a very simple question. Do you right now, and tell me in the comments yes or no, right now, do you actually know how much money you're spending on ads per product per day, spending? Not how much, not what is your daily budgets for your campaign, not how much you bid for each and every click on your keywords or on if you're doing an auto campaign. How much money did you spend today per product on your ads? This is very important because that type of information should be added and calculated on top of your expenses. So I'm going to be showing you and I'm going to be sharing with you how to correctly break down your expenses, or basically how much money you have to pay in order to sell a product on Amazon. We know you have the FBA fee, the referral fee. You all know those things if you are currently selling on Amazon. However, what percentage are you allocating from your selling cost, from how much you're selling the product for, from your selling price? How much percentage are you allocating for these things? That's very important. It's a little bit tricky to understand, but it's very important because once you understand how to really properly break down your expenses and your costs per product, then you can make really important decisions. You can make decisions such as maybe you can afford to reduce the price of your product and still generate a good profit margin. But obviously, when you reduce the price of your product, what's going to happen is you're going to get more and more sales. Or maybe you decide when you accurately, correctly calculate your expenses, maybe you decide, actually, I'm spending a lot of money on ads and I need to figure out how to reduce the amount of money that I'm spending on ads. Or you can basically discover that you're spending really well on ads and you can actually spend more money on ads. So all of those information and all of those decisions, you don't have to try to figure out if you should or shouldn't do them or try to analyze them. You can know what path to choose once you know how to calculate your expenses. Keep watching till the end because I'm also going to give you a simple breakdown of what are the expenses that you should add into your cost of goods and the cost of units basically that you are selling on Amazon, and your correct expenses and what things should not. As an example, the images. Each and every product that you sell on Amazon, of course, you have to create images. You might work with a photographer, you might work with a graphic designer. So how can you accurately add that main expense, because it's going to be a main expense? How can you add that expense? Should it be a small percentage out of each and every product that you sell on Amazon? Those are the things that we are going to be talking about. So let me see in the comments. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. 35. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ahmed, Hamza. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining me. So let's get started, and let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if you are currently selling on Amazon, most probably you're going to be checking your dashboard, your payment dashboard, every once in a while, at least every 15 days. So as you can see here right now on the screen, you can see, and you would go to the reports, and then you would go to the payments. And that's where you can find this. Now, let me show you an example of a report. This is a demo account on Amazon.ae. As you can see, the sales for that account in that 15-day window were 11,480 dirhams. Okay. However, the expenses were 10,949 dirhams, which means the net proceeds, basically the amount of money that was sent to the bank account, was just 370 dirhams. So can you imagine if this account was yours, and if you actually made sales for 11,000 dirhams, and then you discovered that Amazon only sent you 370 dirhams just 370 dirhams. The majority of people, when they see those numbers, they think, oh, it's because it's very expensive to sell on Amazon. It's because Amazon take up a lot of fees. And that's why they're basically, it just doesn't make sense for me to sell on Amazon. Amazon are just charging me too much money. I'm not here to say that Amazon don't have high fees. Of course they do. There are so many benefits to selling on Amazon, and that's why they can get away with charging these fees. And they're charging these fees, and sellers are selling on Amazon, and they're making a lot of money selling on Amazon. So this is not deterring. The fees are not deterring anyone. They're not stopping anyone from starting on Amazon and actually from succeeding on Amazon. However, it's the breakdown of how those expenses are. What are those expenses? That's very important to understand, for us to understand, are we making the wrong decision? This problem of those expenses can be very much, it can be fixed if only we look at the details. Now, of course, inside of your Amazon Seller Central, you can also look at the details. What you need to do, I would suggest that you go always to the transaction view. So if you see, we were in the statement view. If you click right next to it on the top, I'm sure you can see it on the screen, you can click on the transaction view. So if you go to the transaction view, Amazon is going to show you each and every transaction, and you can accurately understand. And if you click at the total for each and every transaction, you can also accurately understand exactly how much Amazon, how many fees they're taking, what is their referral fee, what is their FBA fee. But that's very important, and you need to be checking this, because if they're taking very high fees, it just basically means maybe you need to adjust your selling price. But there's also something that's very, very important. And not only is it important, it's also very necessary. And that's, like I told you in the beginning, that's basically understanding how much money you are paying for each and every product when it comes to ads, when it comes to everything, and looking at it in the right way. So let me show you what we have done currently on Sellers Society. So as most of you know, Sellers Society is a software that we have developed. The idea behind Sellers Society is to help you analyze how to properly and accurately learn how to basically manage your business and know your expenses. Now, even if you are not subscribed to Sellers Society, you can understand exactly what I'm talking about by me showing you this dashboard. So this is the channel overview. The channel overview shows you exactly what is happening in general with your store. You can add more than one store if you are selling in more than one Amazon marketplace. So you can sell, you can have as many stores as you want linked to this. Now, I would also, let me show you there are a lot of features, of course, and we're starting to do a lot of videos on the channel about each and every feature, but I want to show you exactly how the fees should be broken down. So let me show you two very important modules, the store profit as well as the product profit. Let's start with the store profit. So the store profit, as you can see right here on my screen, we have it open for the last 30 days. Of course, you can change that and you can say, I want it yesterday, I want it last 24 hours, I want it current month, last month, current quarter, last quarter. If you want to analyze exactly what your profit is, not how much money you are making on profit, basically means how much money you're making, but not just how much money you're making. When it comes to revenue. So the numbers that you see on your dashboard on Amazon Seller Central when you log in, they are revenue. So how much money are you making? So this is how you should be breaking down basically how much money your store is generating. So let's keep it at the last 30 days. Of course, you can change the currency if you wanted to as well, in order, if you feel more comfortable looking at the currency in dollars or in Saudi riyals. Even if you sell somewhere else, it'll just going to do the conversion for you. Of course, you can click here and download everything if you don't want to see it, if you want to keep it, or if you don't want to see it on a screen like this. So as you can see here in this demo account, we can see we had, during those the last 30 days, we had 68 orders and we sold 69 units, and we had 5 units refunded. That's very important, because if we had a very high refund rate or return rate, then obviously we need to check what the hell is happening with the product, because there's something wrong happening with the product, and we need to be very, very, very vigilant, because as you know, this definitely affects your account health, and you don't want your account health to be affected. This is where it becomes a little bit interesting, and like I told you, you need to allocate a certain percentage for each and every fee or expense that you have, or even income that you have. So right here, you can see product sales, we generated 3,484. The refunds are obviously in minus. The promotions are also in minus, and any other income that came in. So the total was 3,233 because refunds. And it also gives you a percentage of what was the percentage of the refunds. So 7.7 is not really that good. It needs to be anywhere under 5%. If it's over 10%, then we are in trouble. Now, of course, this is for your whole store. This is not per product, but it's going to break down, the system breaks down the same thing for your product as well. You can look at your total revenue, and this is where it becomes very interesting. So it's going to show you the expenses, we can look at the expenses. So it's going to show you your advertising. It's also going to show you your selling fees, your fulfillment and shipping, the refunds and return, the cost of goods, because we actually added our cost of goods, because that's very important. If you want to analyze your profit, you want to add basically how much the product costs you to buy from your manufacturer in China, for example, and how much it costs you to actually ship the product to the Amazon warehouse or to your home, wherever the product is. So we added those, and I'll show you how we added those. And then you can accurately see how much profit you actually made and what was the profit percentage. And this, again, is for your whole store. So the store, this demo account, made 48% in profit, which is not bad at all for a store, for the whole store. But obviously, unless you're selling only one product, then the store and the product profit is going to look the same, and you're going to be able to do the same. So as you can see here, this is exactly how you should be analyzing your profit, and this is exactly how you calculate your profit. So if you want to do it manually, this is the type of sheet that you need to create. You can create it on Excel, because all softwares like Sellers Society and Sellers Society, the idea of these softwares is basically what they're doing is a very advanced way of taking all of the information from Amazon, and instead of giving it to you in an Excel sheet, we're just displaying it to you in a dashboard that's easy to understand and easy to analyze. Of course, if you're starting out and if you have only one product, for sure you can do the same thing. You can have an Excel file and do the same things manually and analyze them. But this is how you would basically break down your profit. Now let's look at the product profit. So once you click on the product profit, as you can see here, it's going to give you actually what the total profit for the store is. We're not looking at sales here. We're not looking at revenue. We're looking at the profit. And how this system knows what your profit is because we actually told it how much the unit costs. And it also has access to your advertising dashboard. So it knows exactly how much money you're spending per product per day on ads. Again, how much you actually spent, because you know, as Amazon sellers, you can tell Amazon via your campaign that your daily budget is 30 dirhams. But that doesn't mean you're going to be spending 30 dirhams. So that's very important to note. You might not be spending 30 dirhams. You might be spending less. You might have 3 campaigns, because once you start selling on Amazon, you're not just going to have an auto campaign, and you're going to have an auto campaign and maybe a few other campaigns. And then you don't know exactly how much money you're spending. Again, how much money you're spending, not how much your actual daily budget is, because the daily budget, maybe it's not being spent completely. So as you can see here, you can also see your portfolio. You can see right here, we have a problem. So we have 4 products in total. We have 2 of those that are profitable. 1 is break even, and 1 is unprofitable. So it's very, very easy to see it. It's just they call this a traffic light system: green, yellow, and red, just like the traffic lights. So this is a traffic light system. And if you see it here, you can immediately know that you have a problem. So if everything is in green, then rest assured, great, fantastic, everything in your portfolio is actually profitable, and that's what we want. But there is, in this portfolio, in this store, we have 1 product that is actually losing money. Yes. Now, it might be a decision that you decided to make. You might have decided to reduce the price. Now, if we click on the P&L here for a particular product, you'll see that once you click on the P&L, you'll see that you can actually check. And again, we're looking at 30 days here. You can actually check exactly how much money you're making per product. Again, same idea as your store. However, it's breaking it down per product. So for the past 30 days, as an example, we spent 260 dirhams, which is 15% of the expenses. So we spent 260 dirhams on advertising. However, the selling fees were 204. The fulfillment and shipping fees were 340 at 19%, which is kind of high. However, this particular product, based on how much it's selling, based on the amount of ads that we are spending, is 49.5% profit. So this is a product that is profitable, very profitable. So 49.5%. Remember, again, we added the cost of goods. So the cost of goods here is accurate. We know exactly what the cost of goods for this product because we added it to the system. So this is accurate information. And based on this information, if this was your product and you had 49.5% in profit, can you let me know what type of decision you would make for this particular product if that was your product and that was something that you are currently selling? I'm going to tell you my opinion. For me, if this was one of my products and I had a profitability of 49.5%, which is great. However, if I'm not selling as many units as I would like to, then I would have the option of doing two things. I would have the option of potentially reducing the selling price of that product. Of course, if I'm selling at a price that's higher than everyone else, reducing the selling price of this product will mean, without touching the ads, while keeping the ads the same, will mean I'm going to end up making more sales. More sales, maybe my profitability is going to go down 2 to 3%, till 45%, for example. But if I'm moving more units, it's okay, because I'm going to be making more money without having to spend a lot of money on ads. That is one strategy that you can take. Or another decision that you can make would be maybe spending more money on ads, depending on what is happening with this product and depending on why you are not spending a lot of money on ads. Ads are always beneficial, and obviously ads on Amazon are very strategically created so that you can basically spend the money where your customer is. So as you guys know, because most of you are selling on Amazon, when you sell on Amazon, the great thing is when you create an ad, you're not just creating it for anyone. You are creating it for people who are searching for your product. So your ads should be working properly. Of course, you need to manage your ads correctly as well. But you need to make sure that everything is correct. And those are the types of decisions that you can make when you have all of that knowledge and information in front of you. And that's very, very, very important, of course. And that's something that makes you need to know this information in order to make the correct decisions, and in order to decide that basically it is worth selling on Amazon. But it's very important for you to manage your business correctly on Amazon, because selling on Amazon is great, but being profitable and having a profitable business on Amazon is even better. Now, a question from AM2804: what percentage of profit is a good amount? This is very much dependent on you as a business owner and you as a seller. Obviously, we don't want any product that's giving us a profitability that is less than 20%, because that would be very low, unless you were a reseller, as an example. So for resellers, people who are not doing private label, if you are a reseller and you're doing wholesaling, you are going to have to expect very small margins, maybe even 10%, because you're going to be competing with on the buy box with other people. So there is honestly not a one answer to this particular question. It very much depends on what you want to do. Profit is profit. So in one of the videos that we have on the channel, I did address this particular question. And if you want to Google and you want to see what is the profit percentage of businesses, anything other than e-commerce, you'll find out that the profit margins and how much businesses make is not really that high. Restaurants are at about 10 to 15%. Obviously, studies change and numbers change between each and everything that you read, but it's around that number. But if you can imagine how expensive it is to actually start a restaurant and just get 10 to 15% back in profit, versus how easy it is to start selling on Amazon and get like 25 to 30 to 40% back in profit, is very important. But basically, the higher the profit, the better. Obviously, maybe you have some products that are not going to have a very high profit margin, and maybe you're going to have products that do. Now, let me answer the question that's very important. But before I answer, if you are interested to learn more about Sellers Society, and if you want to, we have a free 30-minute masterclass that goes through all of this information and dissects it a little bit more. So you can go right now to sellerssociety.io and check out the masterclass and the rewards program. Because if you do sign up to Sellers Society, we have a rewards program, and the first reward that you will get is a product research sheet that contains the best-selling products that you can go ahead and sell right now on Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, Amazon UAE, Amazon.ae, as well as Amazon KSA, Amazon.sa. So this is something that goes along with the membership for Sellers Society. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you about, I'm going to answer what should be part of your product expenses or costs. What should and shouldn't be part of your product expenses and costs. As you are aware, there are a lot of costs with selling on Amazon. Some of them need to be factored into your expenses and your product cost, and some of them should be allocated as business expenses that you would, which are part of your business. And then at the end of the month, this is where you will decide whether you are really profitable, yes or no. As an example, if you have a physical location, if you are a company, you are a consultancy company, and you have an office, you cannot, you would actually have, let's say, 5 different clients per month. You signed 5 clients this month, and then those clients, depending on what they have generated, you would see by the end of the month, not per client, if you were profitable, yes or no, with all of the additional expenses of, let's say, the electricity, the rent, all of those small expenses. So let me show you exactly the breakdown that you should be looking at. So yes and no. What should you be adding to your product expenses, and what should you not be adding? I'm not saying you shouldn't be looking at these no expenses. You should be adding them as monthly or even yearly expenses for your business. So of course you should be adding the cost of your product. The product, you're not a manufacturer, and even if you were a manufacturer, there is a cost allocated to manufacturing these products, the cost of shipping the products, the Amazon referral fee, the Amazon FBA fee, or a 3PL if you are working with an outside source to do FBM, or maybe you're doing it by yourself. Warehousing fee with Amazon or with a third-party logistics provider, a 3PL, if somebody is warehousing your products externally, or you might be warehousing your products yourself, which would mean maybe you're not going to charge yourself any rent, so it would be 0. Of course, you need to have advertising fees, because advertising and PPC ads on Amazon are not an option. They are an investment and they are a necessity. What about no? Things like your business license, things like your images, because the images you are creating not as a one-time shot, you are creating them and you're going to be using them as long as you are selling your product. Photography or graphic design, external marketing such as Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and all of those types of marketing, those are not something that you can allocate per product. Those are things that you should add in general on top of your business. Softwares or tools or anything that you are using in order to manage your business, those additionally are not things that you could add to the cost of each and every product that you are selling. And that's it. It's very important to note again that Amazon obviously is a fantastic business, but like most businesses, it is something that you need to learn how to manage properly in order to be able to succeed. And I'm sure you will. If you're watching this masterclass, it means that you are in the right step. You're following the right steps, basically, because you are trying to educate yourself as much as possible and to get all of the information. If you want to follow us on social media, you'll find we do put a lot of posts, and I put out a lot of content. Well, not a lot, as much as I can, on Instagram and TikTok. The handle is Amazon Sellers Society. Thank you so much for being part of this masterclass. Make sure that you like it and leave me a comment. If you are not watching this live, you can go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another video or in another live masterclass with more information. Bye.